Hello, I'm Kody Wisner with J&P Cycles, and for today's tech tip, we're going to show you how to bring your old motorcycle out of storage and get it ready for the road. One of the most important things you want to remember is to have a factory service manual for your specific motorcycle. This way, if you have any questions or need the specifications, you have them readily handy, and it can really show you a lot of different things you can do on your bike and how to correctly do them. One of the first things you're going to want to do when you get your motorcycle out of storage is make sure that your battery is going to be ready for when you're ready to work on it. Sometimes that battery just isn't any good anymore and you're going to want to replace it. If your battery is good, you can go ahead and throw it on a trickle charger or maintenance charger, or sometimes even a little bit bigger. But that thing takes a little while to charge up, so you're going to want to do it at least a couple days ahead of time. That way, when you're ready to work on it, you have plenty of power to go. Now that we've taken care of our battery and we have our service manual handy, we can actually start looking at some of the general things of the motorcycle that we need to check out. One of the first things I look at is the condition of the tires. If your tires are weather checked or anything like that, you're going to want to replace them. If your tires look good, you can actually go ahead and check the air pressure, and if you have spokes, make sure those spokes are tight. Another thing that you're going to want to change is all the fluids in the motorcycle. That stuff's been in there for a long time and you're going to want to get rid of it and get some fresh stuff in there. Motor oil, brake fluid, antifreeze if you have it. Get all that stuff changed out, consult the service manual, put the correct amount of stuff in it, and use the right stuff. You don't want to put the wrong kind of brake fluid in your bike. The next thing we're going to look at is the condition of our fuel system. Gasoline, when it sits inside your motorcycle for a long time, can cause varnish and other problems. You're going to want to make sure that you have fresh gas in your fuel tank and that your fuel tank isn't rusty or anything like that. If it is, you're going to want to look into putting a cream in it or having your tank relined. Varnish can actually cause a lot of problems inside your carburetor. You're going to want to make sure that it's completely clean, there's none of your passageways are blocked, that way it runs correctly when you try to start it. Another thing to look at while you're in that same area is the air filter. Go ahead and throw a new one on. It's not going to hurt. The next thing you're going to want to look at is your ignition system. You're going to want to make sure that you got some new spark plugs in there, and make sure if you have points that they're adjusted correctly and the timing's still good. And once you have that stuff taken care of, you can actually check to see if it has spark and eliminate a few problems down the road. If your motorcycle's chain drive, you're going to want to make sure that that thing's oiled up and adjusted correctly. Improperly adjusted chain can actually ruin a lot of things on your bike, a lot of things that cost a lot of money to repair. Go ahead and check that out before you actually take it out on the road. And if you have a primary chain that might need to be adjusted, take a look at that too. And one of the last things you're going to want to do before you take your motorcycle out on the road is make sure that all your safety features are working, like your headlight, tail light, turn signals. A lot of times when these bikes sit around, mice can get in there and cause problems with your wiring system. Don't take your bike out on the road until you make sure that all this stuff's working correctly. And that's it for this tech tip. I'm Kody Wisner with J&P Cycles, and until next time, we'll see you on the road.